Right now, there is a microphone in your home that is switched on. It has been on for months. It can hear you breathing. It can hear the television and the rain and the conversation you are having with someone you love. And almost nothing it has ever heard has left the room. You know the device I mean. A smart speaker. A little cylinder on the counter that answers when you call its name. You say, Alexa, or Hey Google, or Hey Siri, and it wakes up. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If it only wakes when you say its name, then it must be listening for its name the entire time. So is it listening to everything else too? And if it is, where does all that sound go? Here is the honest answer. Yes, it is always listening. The microphone genuinely does not switch off unless you press the mute button, which on most of these devices electronically disconnects the microphone itself, so the machine hears you constantly. But hearing and sending are two completely different things, and the whole trick lives in the gap between them. Inside the speaker is a small, cheap, low-power chip. It is not clever. It has one job, and it does nothing else. It waits for a single sound, the wake word. It runs a tiny pattern matcher, trained only to recognize the shape of one word, the way you might catch your own name shouted across a noisy room without hearing another thing in the sentence. And the sound it listens to is not saved. The incoming audio pours into a tiny buffer, a few seconds long, that is constantly written over. Picture a short strip of whiteboard, wiped clean every second and written on again. The chip glances at each moment as it passes and asks one question. Was that the wake word? Almost always, the answer is no. And the moment the answer is no, that slice of sound is gone. Overwritten. It never becomes a file. It never touches the internet. It simply evaporates. Then, sometimes, the answer is yes. You say the name. The pattern matches. A switch flips. The ring of light on top glows, and that glow is the honest signal, the machine telling you it has woken. Only now does anything leave the room. From this instant, the speaker opens a connection and streams your voice out across the internet to a data center, run by Amazon or Google or Apple, where far larger and far smarter computers do the actual work of turning your words into meaning. The little chip at home cannot understand you. It can only recognize when you are talking to it. Now, one real complication. That local matcher is small and simple on purpose, and simple things make mistakes. It cannot afford the computing power to be certain, so it is built to guess, and it is deliberately tuned to guess in one direction. The people who designed it decided it is better for the speaker to wake up by mistake now and then than to ignore you when you genuinely call it. So it leans toward yes. That is why it sometimes lights up at a word on the television, or a name that rhymes with its own, and answers a question nobody asked. Those false wakes are not the machine spying. They are the machine being a little too eager, a little too quick to believe it heard you. This is also why the design has stayed the same since these speakers first arrived, around 2014. Sending every second of sound to the cloud would be impossibly expensive, impossibly slow, and impossible to trust. Keeping the listening tiny, local, and forgetful is not only kinder to your privacy, it is the only version that actually works. So step back and look at what is really happening on your counter. The microphone hears everything. That part of the fear is true. But almost everything it hears is forgotten within a second of arriving, judged by a chip too simple to know what any of it means, kept only long enough to check for one word and then erased. It is less like a spy writing down your secrets, and more like a doorman standing at a door, listening for a single name, and letting every other word in the world walk past unremembered. The strange thing was never that the box is listening. It is that something can listen so completely and keep so little. Now you know.